Most people are not truly bad at learning. They are simply using slow methods. They read passively. They highlight everything. They watch 10 videos in a row. They feel busy, but very little sticks. Then they conclude, I am not smart. I do not have a good memory. Learning is just harder for me. In many cases, the problem is not your brain. The problem is your strategy. Today, I want to show you how to approach learning in a way that is faster, deeper, and much more sustainable. Not through miracle hacks, but through principles that top performers, researchers, and excellent learners apply all the time. By the way, if you enjoy using English not only to communicate, but to sharpen your mind and your learning skills, you can subscribe and keep these reflections close to your routine. Let us begin. First, we need to destroy one illusion. The illusion that time spent equals learning. You can sit with a book for 3 hours and learn almost nothing. You can work with full focus for 40 minutes and learn a lot. What matters is not how long you sit there. What matters is what your brain is actually doing during that time. So what does your brain need in order to learn fast? 3 big things: attention, engagement, repetition with variation. Attention means your mind is actually on the task, not constantly jumping to your phone, your messages, your kitchen, your future. Engagement means your brain is not just receiving information, but doing something with it. Solving, explaining, testing, connecting. Repetition with variation means you revisit the material, but each time with a slightly different angle, so your knowledge becomes flexible, not fragile. Let us transform these ideas into concrete moves. First principle: learn in projects, not in fog. Many people say, I want to learn English. I want to learn programming. I want to learn marketing. I want to learn about investing. This is vague. Your brain does not know what success looks like or what exactly to do today. A project forces clarity. For example, instead of, I want to learn English, you decide, for the next 30 days, my project is to be able to confidently hold a 10-minute conversation about my work. Instead of, I want to learn about investing, you decide, for the next month, my project is to understand the basic types of investments in my country and be able to explain them in simple language. A project has a topic, a time frame, a concrete output, a conversation, a short presentation, a report, a small app, a simple website, a video, a mind map. When you learn in projects, your brain has something to aim at. You stop swimming in an ocean of information. You build a specific boat. Second principle: front-load clarity. Many people start learning something by collecting random resources. A bit from YouTube, a bit from a blog, a bit from a course, a bit from a podcast. They jump around. They feel informed but not structured. Learn fast by asking, from the beginning, what are the core concepts and skills in this subject? For example, if you want to learn a new skill, you can search or ask, what are the fundamentals of this skill? In English, it might be listening comprehension, pronunciation, common structures and chunks, high-frequency vocabulary, ability to speak about your life and work. In programming, it might be variables, data types, control structures, functions, basic data structures. Once you know the core elements, you stop wasting time on exotic details. You focus your energy on mastering what actually drives progress. Third principle: use active learning, not just passive exposure. Passive learning is reading, listening, watching. Active learning is explaining what you just learned in your own words, teaching it to someone else, even an imaginary student, doing practice questions, creating examples, making flashcards with good prompts, summarizing without looking at the text. The moment you have to produce something, your brain wakes up. It asks, "Do I actually understand this?" If you cannot explain an idea in simple language, you probably do not understand it deeply. So, after any learning session, ask yourself, if I had to explain this to a friend in 3 minutes, what would I say? Speak it out loud or write it. You will immediately see where the gaps are. Then you can revisit those parts with purpose. Fourth principle, test yourself early and often. Most people avoid tests. They feel like judgment. But if you want to learn fast, you must fall in love with testing yourself. Because testing is not just evaluation, it is a form of learning. When you try to remember something and your brain struggles, that struggle is part of memory formation. This is called retrieval practice. So instead of rereading your notes 3 times, you can close the notebook. Write down everything you remember on a blank page. Compare with the original. See what you missed. Or, if you are learning vocabulary, instead of just reading the list, you cover one side and try to recall. Or, if you are learning a method, you try to apply it to a small example without looking. You will make mistakes. Good. Those mistakes tell your brain, this information matters, and it strengthens the connections. Fifth principle, use spaced repetition, not last-minute marathons. Cramming might help you pass an exam tomorrow. It will not help you keep the knowledge for years. Your brain forgets naturally. To fight that, you need to revisit material at increasing intervals. For example, you learn something on Monday. You review briefly the next day, then 2 days later, then 1 week later, then 1 month later. Each review can be short. You are not relearning from zero. You are simply telling your brain, keep this. You can use tools like digital flashcards, or you can create your own schedule on paper. The key is this: review before you completely forget. That is the sweet spot where memory grows stronger with less effort. Sixth principle, limit input, increase depth. Fast learners often go deep on fewer resources instead of shallow on many. They do not watch 20 random videos on a topic. They pick one solid course or book and squeeze it. They pause. They take notes. They apply. They revisit. Ask yourself, is my problem lack of information or lack of digestion? In most cases, you are not missing information. You are missing time spent actually working with it. So, when you feel the urge to jump to the next video, ask, have I really used what I already saw? Seventh principle, make stakes real even if they are small. We learn faster when something matters. If there is a real conversation tomorrow, you will prepare differently than if you are just casually studying. So, create situations where your learning will be used. If you are learning English, schedule a conversation, record a short video, or promise someone you will present something. If you are learning a technical skill, commit to delivering a small project to a friend, a client, or even just posting it publicly. The moment you know, I will have to show this, your attention sharpens. Eighth principle, manage your energy, not only your time. Learning fast with a tired brain is like running with heavy weights on your legs. You can move, but slowly. Your ability to concentrate, to remember, to connect ideas depends heavily on sleep, stress levels, nutrition, digital distractions. You do not need a perfect lifestyle, but you need to respect the basics. Try to learn at times of the day when your mind is relatively fresh. Work in focused blocks with your phone far away. Take short breaks to stand, breathe, move. A simple pattern is 25 minutes of deep work, 5 minutes of rest, or 50 minutes of deep work, 10 minutes of rest. During deep work, only one task. No multitasking, no checking messages. You will be amazed how much you can absorb in a short, intense window. Ninth principle. Learn the meta skill. Fast learners are not just good at one subject. They are good at learning itself. They are constantly asking, how did I learn that effectively? What worked for me there? What did not work? They observe themselves like scientists. For example, you might notice, I remember more when I write by hand, not only when I type. Or, I focus better in the morning than at night. Or, if I study with music with lyrics, my comprehension drops. Use this information. Design your learning environment around your own patterns, not around someone else's ideal schedule. 10th principle. Remove ego from the process. Nothing slows down learning more than the need to look smart. If you are afraid of appearing ignorant, you ask fewer questions. You pretend you understand. You avoid challenges that might expose your gaps. Fast learners are willing to look stupid for a while. They say, I do not understand. Can you explain that again? I am confused here. I am a beginner. They fail openly. They send imperfect work. They let others correct them. Humility accelerates skill. Now let us put this into a simple structure you can actually use. Imagine you want to learn a new topic or skill fast over the next 30 days. Here's a blueprint. Step 1. Define your project and outcome. Write, in 30 days, I want to be able to, and complete the sentence with something observable. Write a one-page summary about this topic. Have a 10-minute conversation about this in English. Build a basic version of this app. Explain these concepts to a friend. Step 2. Choose one main resource and a few supplements. Pick one main book or course. 1 or 2 additional sources for clarification. Commit to going deep into the main resource first, instead of collecting 20. Step 3. Plan your learning sessions. Decide when and how often you will work. For example, 5 days a week, 40 minutes per session, phone in another room. Write it down. Treat it like an appointment. Step 4. Use an active structure inside each session. For example, 10 minutes. Review notes from last time and decide what to focus on today. 20 minutes. Learn new material actively. Pause, summarize, create examples, ask questions. 10 minutes. Retrieve. Close the book, write or explain what you remember, identify gaps, create flashcards or questions for later. This way, you are constantly engaging your brain, not just absorbing. Step 5. Schedule quick reviews. At the end of each week, take 15 to 20 minutes. Look over what you learned. Test yourself. Answer questions without looking. Teach it to yourself out loud. Then do a short review after 1 or 2 weeks, and again after a month. Step 6. Create a real use moment. Toward the end of the 30 days, do something with what you learned. Give a mini presentation. Record a video. Have a conversation. Build a small project. This will show you what truly stuck and what needs reinforcement. Step 7. Reflect on the process. Ask, what helped me learn fastest? What was a waste of time? What can I change for the next project? This way, each new learning challenge becomes easier because you are not starting from zero. You are bringing your improved method. To finish, remember this. Learning fast is not about magic tricks or pretending that everything can be mastered in a weekend. It is about stopping the slow habits, passive reading, endless highlighting, random resource jumping, studying while half distracted, and replacing them with faster habits, clear projects, active engagement, frequent testing, spaced review, real-world use. Your brain is capable of far more than you think, especially when you stop treating learning as something that happens to you and start treating it as a skill you can design. One focused session, one clear project, one honest test, one real use of what you learned. Repeat that process, and you will start to feel a quiet but powerful confidence. Not the confidence of someone who knows everything, but the confidence of someone who knows, whatever I need to learn next, I know how to approach it. That mindset is one of the most valuable skills you can ever build. See you in the next video.